All right, let's drill some holes in this brand new 4Runner. What's going on, guys? Corey from Yota Xpedition here, and we are happy to announce that we are now a C4 Fabrication dealer. So what that means is you can head over to Yota Xpedition and find anything from C4 Fab that you may need for your 4Runner, whether it be front or rear bumpers, rock sliders, roof racks, or possibly this ladder. This is the first thing that we got in from them for our build. So I'm gonna show you how to put it together. We're gonna get it installed on the 4Runner. So let's get started. So obviously, if you're getting a ladder, it's to get better or easier access to your roof, whether you have a rooftop tent, cooler, storage, tools, whatever it may be on your roof. This is gonna be making it easier to get up there. So if you do order this, this is how it's gonna come, fully disassembled. We have our upper bracket here, our lower bracket, the side structure pieces, our steps, and then the little grip pieces that we have to put in the steps. We also have all of our hardware and stuff here. And then we have the template that we're gonna have to lay out on the bottom side of the hatch. And we do have to drill 3 holes. So once we do get this fully assembled and on the vehicle, you can add some other accessories to it, like side steps or a Rotopack bracket. So if you wanna put like a 2-gallon gas can on there, you can do that as well. So let's get started on assembling this whole thing. I'll show you how to do that, and then we can go ahead and get it installed on the 4Runner. All right, so we can start with the steps and the rubber inserts for that. Just simply line up the rubber with the metal and push it in. Simple as that. And we can get those set off to the side. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our hardware here and get everything laid out on the table. All right, so let's start with this bracket right here. We're gonna go ahead and install these nuts on there that have these little expanding things on there to hold it in place. So I go ahead and just squeeze those, snap them into place, and then those will stay. So we can set this off to the side. We won't need that until we install it on the 4Runner. All right, so now we can start assembling the sides of the ladder with the steps. So this little bend here is gonna be the bottom, and it's gonna be facing towards the inside of the ladder. So we're gonna take one side of that, we're gonna take one of our outer reinforcement plates, we're gonna stack it on top, and then we can start bolting these steps to that. So slip the bolts through there to hold it together. And then this is the bottom, so obviously you want your padded section to be facing that way. And then we're going to take a 3/16 Allen, go ahead and snug these down. Just get everything snugged. You don't have to go tight yet until everything is fully together. And we can go ahead and do that at every section where there is place for 2 bolts. And we're gonna wait on doing the top step. So we can just flip it over and do the other side. Inner piece first, with this facing towards the inside of the ladder. And put on our outer reinforcement bracket, and then bolt the other side of the steps down. All right, so I actually forgot that the kit comes with some anti-seize. So when you're assembling this, just make sure that you're putting anti-seize on all these bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead real quick and take these back out, put anti-seize on them, and then we can continue on with the assembly. All right, so next we can work on putting our double-sided tape on this whole flat section here of the upper bracket. That is going to be stuck to the top of the vehicle. So just gonna make sure to wipe it off, make sure there's nothing on there, grease, dirt, whatever, so that the tape sticks as best as possible. And then we can go ahead and start laying out the double-sided tape. Just wanna try to get the whole area covered. And then grab yourself a knife so that we could trim it nicely. And then if you have any hanging over this edge here or inside here, make sure you trim that so you don't see any. All right, so next we're gonna work on the bottom bracket, and we're gonna be installing some of this foam here so that when this is getting bolted onto the hatch of the 4Runner, it kind of protects the paint a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get the right amount of length and trim that so that it's long enough. And then we're gonna get this so that it's down and kind of wraps around this corner here. All right, and then we're gonna put the remaining foam in between the bolt holes here. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right, so now that we got the foam on the bottom bracket, we got the double-sided tape on the upper bracket, we can go ahead and finish off assembling this. We have the bolts here with the little square flanges on them. We're going to put that in here on the top hole, along with a washer on the back and a nut. Go ahead and install that on both sides. Now we can go ahead and put on the upper bracket. Again, one of the bolts with the square flanges through there, a washer, and a nut. Then we can go ahead and slide in the last step and get that bolted in place. And then before you go and tighten this down completely, this has some back and forth play. Just make sure that the top bracket and the side plates are parallel. All right, so at this point we have everything assembled and we are pretty much ready to head over to the 4Runner and lay on our template and drill some holes. So we have to cut this out on our lines and then we can go lay it on the 4Runner. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out just like that. And we're gonna take our template that we just cut out, line up everything on here, and tape it down. Like so. And then we're gonna take a center punch and mark our spots for the holes. And we should be able to go ahead and peel this off now. You can see our little dots there we have to drill on. So I'm using a center drill to start, and then after that we're going to be drilling these out with a 5/16 drill bit. All right, now we're gonna take our 5/16 drill bit. We're gonna go back through those holes. And then I'm just gonna use a countersink by hand real quick just to get off all of the sharp edges. So after you drill the holes, if you want, you could put some paint on those open edges just so they don't rust. But we are ready to install the bottom brackets, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're gonna take this part now, we're gonna slide it in through the back, get the holes lined up, and then take the other part of our bracket, get that lined up, and get one of our bolts started. Actually, we're gonna need a washer on there. So let's get that started. Don't tighten these down, just get all three of them started and make sure everything is sitting properly with the foam. Just snug those up. All right, so now we're up on top of the 4Runner. Just go ahead and wipe this clean, and then we're going to take a tape measure, put it up against the edge of the spoiler, and then we want to lay a piece of tape here so that it's right on the 3-inch mark. And then when we go ahead and put the ladder on here, we're gonna line the ladder up with that piece of tape. All right, so we got the tape marked on the roof. I went ahead and peeled off the backing for the double-sided tape. So now we can go ahead, hook this in the right spot, but just don't push down on the tape just yet. And then just let that sit. And then I took a piece of cardboard and I folded it up 3 times. We're gonna shove that in between the ladder and the roof to help push it towards the back of the vehicle so it sits in the proper location. And now we can go ahead and bolt the bottom of the ladder to the lower bracket. All right, once you have the bottom tight, you can climb back up to the top and just push down on the double-sided tape, making sure that it sticks to the roof good. Peel off that tape that we put up there for guiding us and pull out the cardboard. And then we can go ahead and open the trunk and tighten those bolts on the bottom. All right, so with the ladder fully installed, the last thing to do is try it out. Now these do have a 250-pound capacity, so beware of that if you are buying one. All right guys, so that's gonna be it for this one. We got the C4 ladder fully installed. In the next video, we're gonna be going over some accessories that you can add to this, and we'll be showing you how to do that. So remember, if you need any C4 fabrication goods for your 4Runner, you can head over to YotaXpedition.com and grab some. Until next time, thanks for watching, and remember, your expedition is on the horizon.